Something's happened on my end.
What's happening at your end?
we
are.
had a breakdown.
I was wondering why I couldn't see it. That makes sense.
Same.
That was quality content. Do we have to do that all again because we weren't live?
No, we were live on one end.
We just went recording.
No, we were live on one end, but not the other. Because you know how we stream to both Facebook and YouTube. One end wouldn't pick it up.
So all that comedy.
I'm blaming the internet there.
Yeah, all that comedy that we just put out, we captured that, right? We've got that locked up.
It's not.
I've got that. I've got.
Okay, we got it.
Sorry. Yeah, I've got the audio at least.
Oh, so the people listening back to this, not live, will have the pleasure of hearing it, I guess.
Technical difficulties. Play it now. Yeah.
It was bound to happen, man. It's the internet. This week is mental health or mental wellness week. We're going to do a quick little mental health check with the boys. Bondi, are you good? Are you mentally stable? Are you good? Do you need conversations?
Pretty good. Quite a few of my friends actually we're open about it all year round, not just on this week, and they've already reached out for the check, which is quite cool actually. It's kind of cool. You get to see this time of the year if there's someone else who's probably outside your circle that might want to try. But no, I'm feeling good. Everything's gone well. No, I'm loving it.
Nice. PVK.
Yeah, man, all good, eh? Like, cup was pretty empty, over lockdown, but it's amazing what a round of golf will be able to do for you in your spirits and just having that time to yourself. And I guess just on that as well is like, not only is it time to get a mental health checkup, but I also spent a bit of time at the doctor's today getting some tests done on the old, ticker and ticker and diabetes. So I don't know. Hopefully the results come back good, but looking after that physical health as well.
At least you got it checked out. Mr. Cam Jones, yourself?
Yeah, pretty good, mate. Pretty good. I'm starting to get itchy feet. I think just wanting to, everybody wanting to get back into the real world. But no, the last couple of weeks have been good. Being able to go back to the little things like regular coffee shops and seeing more people out on the street, just seeing faces. It kind of brings back that sense of normality to some regard. So it's been good. And then obviously being able to play golf, I played twice last week, which was heaps of fun. Just nice to be back out doing some of the stuff that we took for granted, I think, when everything's open. But yeah, it's nice to have some sort of freedoms again, which is good.
Nice. And I think it's good to have. That pause wasn't a bad pause, okay? To be honest, it's been busy, bro. So it sort of hasn't really kind of been a level 4 where it's just kind of been sat down doing nothing. Like I've got 3 kids. My partner's busy full time, so I've got to do that, all the schoolwork, online Zooms. Filled my empty time with cooking and then the work and then what I do with you guys and then what I do with Caddy Batch and then everything else that I've kind of doing on the side as well. So I've just kept myself busy, man, just to keep myself sane, which is good. But I think like this week, just like Māori Language Week and any other language week, this week shouldn't just be a week. It should be kind of continued where you check in on each other and just text your mates and go, yo, what's up? You good? We're lucky because we're starting to do this weekly now, so we kind of get to see each other on the regular. But just reach out to one mate and ask that mate to reach out to another mate and just kind of domino that effect down, and hopefully we can keep each other in check, man. That's my preach for the day.
Well said, mate.
Yeah.
Probably worthwhile getting those that are watching to send through kind of what their strategies are to kind of manage their mental health. I know some people really like using like exercise as an outlet or even just conversation. So cooking probably, maybe. So yeah.
Do we even have any people watching tonight?
Of course we do.
Hopefully.
My mum's tuned in. Hi, Mum.
Yeah, hey, Mum.
Linda, I've got to apologise. Cam put his shirt back on.
It was in that first 2 minutes that wasn't live. Oh no.
Sorry.
But on that note, Pete, in terms of what we are wearing, like we rocked this, I think, the first week. But these How Are You Really tees from Voices of Hope. Shout out to Isaac for hooking us up with those. Those are cool shirts. I've been wearing mine heaps, Pete. I don't know about you.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I got both the white and the black. And they've got a bunch of campaigns on out there at the moment, which would be worth checking out. There's lots of cool. Like I jumped on the website and watched a few of the YouTube clips, and there's some real good stuff around like managing mental health. I've got a campaign on the moment around cyberbullying. So it's real buzzy. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's unreal,
man. Nice, sweet. Well, if you don't have anything else to say, I'm going to move on to our regular segment. What are you boys drinking?
Wow, I'm on the cocktails tonight. And cocktail I'm using loosely because it's just orange juice and a bit of white rum, and I put a squeeze of lemon in there, a little zest, splashed out.
Juicing it up.
Middle class fancy over there.
Cam Jones.
I've actually gone for got a remedy kombucha this week. So it's got the lemon lime and mint flavor, which is it's a new one. I've only tried it this week, but I actually quite enjoy it. It's it kind of tastes like a vodka sort of lemon lime soda sort of thing, one of those drinks, but obviously no alcohol. But I'm enjoying it. It's a little bit bitter, but it's good. Recommend it.
Yeah, that one looks closed. There we go.
It's actually just gone everywhere.
Are we calling a shotgun? We shotgunning that kombucha?
You want to shotgun a kombucha, mate? What's that going to do? Come back in a couple of weeks.
Extra health, mate. It's all good.
All right, PBK.
Yeah, so I've got a Milo. Just thought I'd keep it old school. I was feeling like a bit of a kid, but to make it a bit adulty, I chucked a bit of Baileys in instead. So yeah, Milo, Baileys, and a bit of ice.
Oosh.
Goes good.
Nice. I've gone with my regular brewery behemoth, and it's a ode to Learn to Fly.
You like your crafties, eh?
Yeah, bro. I'm a snob. I'm a complete beer snob, bro. I'll admit that.
Have you
Behemoth?
Have you checked out the beer spot in Northcote? Have you been to that place?
No, I've been to the one in Panmure. There's one around the corner from me. Very dangerous because they have food trucks turn up because they've got no on-site kitchen.
Oh, how is that?
So good. So that's how they get around their license. Food trucks.
Oh, good.
That works.
Yeah. You can keep the behemoth in the fridge for next week because I heard there's some boneface on the way.
Yeah.
Boneface.
That little secret. Hey, Cam, when's how many more days do you have on your little stint that you're working through at the moment?
13. I think it's a Tuesday, the 11th, I believe. Let me just check.
So 2 podcasts away? Is that what he's saying?
That's what I'm saying. But
the first Tuesday back?
No, I think it's going to be. Yeah, I'm hoping that it's going to be. I think it's going to work out perfectly timing. I reckon that we're going to be in lockdown level 2 until. I reckon level 2 is going to happen on that Tuesday in a couple of weeks' time. And so I reckon it'll time in quite nicely. And then I've actually got a friend's stag do the following weekend, so the time of it's perfect.
Timing's perfect.
But yeah, only because it's been pushed back due to COVID. So yeah, it's worked out quite well. But to be honest, I'm enjoying the not drinking. You just, I don't drink that much anyway as it is. But it's nice having a bit of a challenge like this. If anybody wants to check it out, it's called 75 Hard. It's very challenging. It's just more trying to do it every single day. There's like 7 or 8 different tasks. I'll plug it there. That's it. But go check it out if you want to give yourself a bit of a challenge.
Nice. Yeah. We've got a little bit of a stream of comments coming through. I've got one from one Jordan Rangihika. PVK, what was up with your sweepstake choice, my bro? A draw?
Oh, cuz I had no idea, to be honest. This is like the first Ryder Cup I've actually watched. But just call it a koha. Cuz.
Just couldn't pick it, just right in the middle.
Oh, to be honest, I was just trying to get, got a little cute. Oh, well.
Oh, correct me up. And that segues us quite nicely into the first chat, doesn't it, Bondi?
Yeah. So Europe. What the fuck was going on? I know John Rahm probably listens to this podcast. You know,
Yeah, John, if you're listening.
Yeah, John, if you're listening, you did great, mate. Actually, you were fine. You know, the rest of you, I don't even remember half their names now after that. Like that guy, what's his name? Ricky Mickle something? Yeah, that guy. What was he up to? And that Piolta dude, you know, come on. Jump. No, it was
You would have
don't mock Poulter. He's kept his singles record.
Yes, he kept the singles record.
Solid. That is solid, man.
I'm not too bothered about them like losing, but like to be the biggest losing in history is that's the part that was the worst. Like it was like they had a decent team, and yeah, on paper the Americans probably should have won. You could have seen that from beforehand, but you've got to stay true to the heart and back the Europeans. But it's just to lose by that much. I mean, they were good players. They just seem to hit it in the piss all the time. And
this US side, man, I reckon they could dominate for a long time. But
yeah,
I think Rory made the point though. It's sort of the team that's playing at home has a huge advantage. I think
especially when you get Paris on the tee.
Yeah, hard out. That can't be that easy to play under as a visitor. But I think the one in 2023, I think it's going to be in Italy. Rome. That'll be a telling point. But that US team's young, man, and they're not going to go anywhere. Like they're going to be hard to beat. I just wish the President's Cup kind of got the same vibes, but it just. I mean, it could. Hopefully, it does eventually. But it'd be cool to get in behind the President's Cup the same way people get behind the Ryder Cup to some extent, I reckon.
Like,
do you think the President's Cup is a little bit too wide? If you know what I mean, like I mean, in terms of because it's quite a tight knit kind of thing, right?
It is. I mean, I'm not too good with geography, but I still reckon that you can rally together the team as the internationals, or I don't know. I feel like it's just got to be a bit of a narrative that you've got to start spinning and actually try and put a bit of pride into the jersey, and have that dream or have that story told from a young age, and have it mean something to them. Because I think that's what Europe do so well. I think Sevi was a big part of that, and hearing John Rahm and Sergio talk about it is how much it means to them. It's for me, it's just what you grow up with watching and the history of it. Like it'd be epic if we brought a President's Cup to New Zealand or something. And Foxy managed to play, like I think that would help here at home. But
100%.
Yeah.
My highlight from there was those Ralph Lauren hoodies.
I'm all for it.
Hoodies on the course.
Hoodies on the course.
Yep. Yeah. You see JT's shoes? His America shoes? You guys seen those yet? Have you seen that?
I did.
Oh, you did see those, eh?
Yeah,
they were pretty patriotic. If you haven't seen those, man,
I saw his Jordans that he was wearing after his round though. Those were pretty dope.
They were cool too. The guy's got style. How
good was the press conference? Do you guys watch the press conferences?
Nah, I didn't.
No, man.
Holy heck! If you guys want some entertainment, like the European one was good. It was emotional, like whatever. But the American one, man, like Dustin Johnson was hammered. Like Xander Schauffele was smoking a cigar on the stage. Like it was pretty entertaining. It's worth the watch.
I just saw the Instagram grabs. That's all I saw of it, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
We've got a question here from Facebook about the Ryder Cup, and it's from Andrew Simon Jones. What's your thoughts, guys, on the lack of European support last weekend in the Ryder Cup?
You go, Fraser.
So I've got no problem with like the home side advantage using that and them having the boo. Like it's a part, and I think the players wore it real well. Like there's some awesome points with Sergio and him interacting with the fans. It was real cool. But just really take a second to imagine. Could you imagine going to a tournament, missing a 4-footer, hitting one in the rough, and just hearing the biggest cheer that you've ever heard? Like it would just be like, how do you concentrate to something like that? Like that home side advantage is a massive fact of it. The Americans go a little bit more out than probably what the Europeans do. But
I don't know, man. I looked at some highlights from Paris back in 2018, and the Europeans were maybe not giving it to the Yanks like they were giving it to them this time around, but they're chanting like that ole ole. Like when I think it was Francesco won it on like the 16th against Phil Mickelson, hit his iron shot into the piss, and then the crowd just like erupts, man, and it's like. it seems a little more acceptable because it's Europe, and I think most of us get behind Europe. But like the Americans love to give it, like they do a good job of it too. They make it a pretty hostile environment.
I think it's just the way that they go about it, just obnoxious. Comes across as like real obnoxious. I'm like, nah, man.
Yeah,
it kind of reminds me of like
they seem like the big bully kind of guys, whereas Europe are like the nice guys of the kind of realm of sport or golf.
Yeah, underdogs, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Hard.
To put it like in New Zealand context, it reminds me of like the good old rugby days, like Auckland rugby mud at the moment, but like Canterbury versus Auckland, and like Merdens, like Spencer, like giving it some like those like that imagery and like that rivalry, like that's when I think of Ryder Cup in like a New Zealand term. That's it.
Right, During the Ryder Cup, when that was going on, there was heaps of good little comments and chants and yells that went on. But I think it was I stayed up. I watched day one all the way through to the morning, and the John Rahm's like ripped the drive down, and no one's clapped. He's the biggest drive he's hit all day. No one's clapped. Must have been 11 or something. And then all of a sudden, just one yank has just gone, "Is that it?" Straight from the crowd with no clapping. And I was just, it's 6 a.m. in the morning, and I'm just crying and laughter going, far out. Could you imagine that? It's so fun. So, they were good. It was, lack of support, but it is what it is. And we get our turn next year.
When you look at it, like the whole COVID thing as well, like that, there was the story of the guy that's made the trip over, and he's got to spend 28 days away from his. He's got to make a 28-day trip. Does he have to go to Mexico and then? He's got to do some like out of.
So it was he had to go to Mexico for 2 weeks. They stay there to get into the US. Then they're meant to be able to fly home, but with some changes in his country in the UK, he has to go up to Arizona, stay for a couple of days, then to Florida, stay there for a week, and then fly back home. And he has to a 3-day tournament, 28 days away from home. Yeah.
Must have a good wife.
Legend. Yeah.
All right, we've got another question from Facebook. Glenn Neal, Ryder Cup, lucky home, course win for the US, or start of a dynasty?
What do you reckon, Pete?
Dynasty.
You reckon?
Yeah. It just when you look at the players that are coming through and the other Americans that didn't even make it, that are on the up, it's just like, bro, the US is it's in a pretty good state, and like. Take it from like I'm a part-time follower. Like I don't watch golf a lot, so I'm not going to pretend to be like an expert on it. But that's just the way I see it. Is because who are the like up and coming Europeans besides Hovland?
Bro, they've got a few like the Rasmus Højgaard, the two European brothers that went on tour over the last month. Like they do have some young blood, but they like to stick with the old boys, which is I reckon like that the years gone past. Yeah, they tend to go for experience when it comes to the captain's picks and stuff. Yeah, and I don't know, that might hurt them going forward if they don't blood some of the young people enough. But I mean, they've got that guy. Those two Højgaard brothers. You obviously got Hovland. You've got Thomas Peters, Thomas Dietrich from Belgium. Like they've just got a. I don't know. I can't see Europe beating them anytime soon, unless it's obviously home court advantage, which they'll have next time around. But
that's the thing with Ryder Cups, right? Is that the captain gets to set up the course, or the team gets to set up the course. Correct? Am I right in saying that?
I think it's the PGA. So I think the PGA of America. I could be wrong here. Someone, if they know in the comments, put it out. But I think it's the PGA of America and the European Tour. I think are the two like bodies. I think that come together to put the event on. Could be wrong. I know that it's not the PGA Tour. I'm pretty sure it's the PGA of America, which is separate. But they probably set it up to favour the home team, which is all good. Like you got to think, they're trying to put it on for. At the end of the day, they're trying to make it as entertaining as possible, and they're probably going to push tees up and have flags in certain places that might suit a certain team. Yeah. And they might be getting fed some of that information as well, like prior to the round. Like this is where flags are going to be. Like you just don't know. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, to answer Glenn's question, I reckon it's definitely helped playing at home. I wouldn't say the home course was definitely an advantage because I think most of the European team probably had played there in the PGA Championship back in, I think, 2015 or 16 and 2011, just because their team's a bit older. But definitely start of a dynasty. that's what I'm picking anyway. When you think of the guys that the Americans could have picked as well, Matt Wolf, to name another young guy. Max Homer is another guy. They didn't even pick Kevin Kisner or Kevin Na. Like, they've got people to come out their ears,
They're deep. Before I go to you, Bondi, I've got another question. We'll go one last question before we go to thanking our sponsors. I'm hoping you got us some sponsors for this week. Last question, Callum Cameron. What's up, bro? What course would host President's Cup in NZ and why?
You start, Fraser. What do you reckon?
Gulf Harbour. Obviously. I mean, it's a clear choice. I don't know if anyone else would come close in the running. I mean, really, it's either that or Holy Moly down in the Viaduct. Those would be the two picks, I think. No, it's real hard. I mean, it's a great question. Who would host it? I mean, realistically, in my mind, the obvious choice, and it's yet to be seen because you got to see what happens going forward, but would be Royal Auckland, because that facility is just ridiculous, and the location is ridiculous as well for Auckland to have it with the most golfers. You get the biggest turnout. Yeah. That'd be really cool. You could show it off at some other courses, but I mean, if you picked other courses around New Zealand, there's quite a few. You want to get the most people to that event possible, right? And when you've got most of the golfers who live in Auckland, unfortunately, I mean, not trying to be all Aucklander about it, but it kind of has to actually be here. Because you put it out down in Christchurch, or you put it in Queenstown, you put it in Wellington, you'll get some, but you're never going to get the same crowd, and that's what you need. You need a crowd for that type of event if you got to bother hosting it.
Walking through the gates.
Yeah. So it's either that, or Takapuna. What?
How good would that be? A little public course.
Yeah,
that'd be it.
That'd be impressive.
Maybe the Hagley 9-hole course in Christchurch. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Pete?
Yeah, I remember seeing Royal Auckland pop up in, like, I don't know, some Golf Digest or something, whatever. So, I mean, yeah, probably there. Although, you guys could work a bit harder and get it back at Golf Harbour.
World Cup of Golf Harbour.
That's the World Cup of Golf ball right there.
It is a World Cup of Golf ball.
I mean, Golf
play a long time.
Needs a bit of work, I guess. So, get to it, Bondi. And to be honest, if it does go to Royal Auckland, I'd be happy because there'd be people that kind of live in the vicinity of the course that can actually get on the course once.
What do you reckon, Cam?
I mean, there's a few things I reckon you got to factor in. It's obviously the people is one thing, but then the golf course obviously has to be able to handle the circus that comes along with it. But I reckon a place like, if you're going out of Auckland, I think you've got to go to probably Queenstown. I think that's a golfing mecca. And then I think you'd have people traveling there. Like, I don't think there'd be an issue with people getting down there. And you've got a litter of courses to choose from, but you'd have to say probably the Hills, just based on what it can host, or Millbrook. But if I was to go anywhere else, I mean, it'd be cool to have it at a place that is out in the regions, whether it's somewhere a little bit smaller, try and get more people into the game that sort of way. But, a place like Cape Kidnappers or Cody Cliffs as well would be pretty cool. But it's just admin to get to, I think, for everybody else. Which then obviously just brings it back to the place that's probably going to be the easiest to get to, which is, Royal Auckland is pretty close by to the airport, all that sort of stuff. So, and I think there's been conversations in the past that you'll find stuff in the media that I think Royal Auckland was in conversations maybe for like 2028, potentially. I think that was in the media a few years ago.
Exclusive. Sorry.
No, it's not. I don't think it's heard here first, but I haven't actually been out to Royal Auckland yet, so I can't comment on the golf course. But from what I hear, it's epic and it's going to get better and better once it starts to grow into itself. But yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see it at a place like Gulf Harbour again, just because that's where I like to play, and that'll be cool for the area up there. But I don't know. I feel like we've got heaps of places that could go.
I'd like to throw someone in the mix that has kind of been down the bottom of the pile for quite a while. Formosa, man. Formosa.
Oh, yeah, Formosa.
Yeah, Formosa could handle it.
Yeah, 100%. You've got the ferry terminal down the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
So you could ferry everyone from the city. It's huge. There's accommodation on site. The only thing is parking. But then if everyone's getting on a boat,
ferry or bus, yeah.
Bro, Formosa is so good too, man.
Yeah. So I hope in like a year, 2 years time that it's hosting a huge event, a Charles tour maybe. But who knows? Hopefully it gets to that point again.
Hard out, man.
I know. All right. I'm assuming Bondi hasn't done his one job and hasn't.
I do now.
You do now?
I have.
Oh,
yeah, I do. I do.
5 minutes. Well done, bro.
I just want to plug Mr. Ridges. If you're watching and you need to be hosting a President's Cup at Formosa and you want to come and sponsor the podcast, you could just reach out and do that. That'd be great. We're happy to do an exclusive media release for you on that about the President's Cup going. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure most people tune into this, so he'll probably get back to him at least.
All the important people anyway. Our listeners are the best.
Yeah. The best ones out there.
Can I give a real plug?
Yeah, no, go for it.
Yeah, I'll give a real plug.
Oh, and then why not?
So we've had the day one supporter and who's looked after Kiwi Golf Club since our first event at Clark's Beach, and that's Andy Sutherland, Mr. Tattoo Golf. So if you guys can.
Good protein bars.
Supporting. Yeah. There are no membership packs. They're dope.
He does some good stuff, man, and he does those 2 under undies, which I've been rocking quite a few pairs of. They're still good.
I ripped mine, eh?
Did you?
Yeah. I was doing yoga in the lounge and ripped in the crotch. So yeah, I should go see if I can find them.
Oh shit!
No.
I want to see undies, bro.
It's okay, but they're comfy. They're a good pair,
How many undies have you got in your rotation now, Fraser? Still running the 2 or?
Well, is it 4 when I flip them inside out, or?
And actually, you did double use
I got 4. Yeah. So 3. No, it's no, they're actually good. You got to have about 10 pairs in rotation. It depends how often I have to do my own washing or the girlfriend does it. But that's a tough battle, that one. Yeah. So
I agree with you, PJ.
She doesn't watch this, right? She'll never watch this. So I can say whatever.
Rein it in, brother.
I just want to move things along from the old undie talk. But this is on Tattoo Golf. I bought an awesome, ugly Christmas polo from him. It's awesome. Yeah. So
cool.
that's all I wanted to say. But
Andrew just commented in.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, mate. He's listening. Good to see you. Good to see you, Andrew.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, we got 2 unders on the way.
Hey.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe we give 1 pair away. We have to. Maybe on the next one.
Yeah, I'll give away my holy pair. How's that?
Little autograph on the left cheek, There you go.
Hey, Andrew, just a question from myself. Can you customize the size? Can you go like extra large in the thighs, small in the butt cheeks, and then maybe medium up in the middle there, bro? Just a question. Asking for a friend.
Yeah, medium, humble, eh? 3 kids at the beginning of the podcast. Medium, humble.
Oh, all right. Cam Jones, we want to talk about how to get people into golf.
Yeah, I think that's I think Fraser had the idea of different ways that we can try and do this, because I think everyone's entry into the game is totally different. I was fortunate enough to have my dad and my papa sort of introduced me to the game at a young age. It was just one of many sports that I was playing growing up. But and then after that, once they kind of did their bit, taking me to the range and whatnot, it was just getting out with mates who weren't really golfers themselves. We just loved playing at Takapuna down on a Sunday, and then it was in I think year 7 and year 8 of intermediate school. Had another mate that lived on a golf course up a peninsula, up in Whangapuroa, and we just played for a summer all up there. And then after that, just got the bug. So yeah, I was pretty lucky to get into it through family and then through friends. And I think one thing that Fraser's real keen to talk about is how we can get people that may not have friends or family that play golf. How can we actually make the game more attractive to them? So Fraser, if you want to hit us with some of your ideas, I know you're pretty out there thinking, mate. I'm sure you got some good stuff in that brain of yours.
Yeah, got
out there thinker, right?
out there. No, it's summer's like sort of coming around, and there's quite a lot of people that are new to golf. Something very cool that I saw in last level 4 lockdown to level 3 that transition was quite a lot of couples golf, because obviously you live together, and maybe you might have the husband that plays, or sometimes it's the wife that plays. But majority of the husband plays, and their partner would come out with them and maybe hit a few shots and sort of get sort of the understanding of the game, because it's quite a steep learning curve, right? So, I mean, it's a good way. Just go for a walk around your golf course with your golfing partner, maybe even give it a try, have a laugh, why not? And then you might actually sort of find that you enjoy it a little bit. And then along that sort of side, I mean, if you're somebody out there that is listening and actually wants to get into golf, but you don't have any golfing friends, I'm going to struggle to how you found our podcast, because basically Kiwi Golf Club, this is it. We're all friends here and we all want to reach out and help each other. But just start with your local club and just go to a few of them, and don't be embarrassed about just saying, hey, I don't know anyone who wants to teach me how to golf. Every club member in the country, and it is a joke to a point of being laughed about amongst others, but everyone's got their own advice, which is perfect. You can always find a way forward.
100%.
So yeah,
I reckon that could be. Sorry to interrupt, Fraser. I just reckon that could be something, because most people that are probably listening here are already golfers, but I'm sure they've got friends, wider friend groups or close friends that haven't played the game, and it's just to try and encourage them to take them along and bring them out, because that's one of the cool things that I'm starting to notice now is there's not really any of the boys in my close friend group who aren't golfers now, and so it's just another thing that we can all do together, which is fun. So the more people playing the game, the better. And yeah, it's cool. What about you, Pete?
Yeah, I don't know. It could be something as simple as, and it kind of comes back to knowing people that actually do play golf. But bringing someone that doesn't just along to like a Kiwi Golf Club day or just out to the golf course. And then it's up to us to, I guess, one, welcome them, but to make it enjoyable and not so my first time out at Shandon, we had the club president come and pretty much chase us off the course for taking out really bad experience. We shouldn't have gone. I shouldn't have gone back. So Alan rhymes with Hunt. I think it knows with Hunt. Anyway, so just trying to make it just be understanding, bro. People need to get in the game, and I haven't looked at the membership stats, but the golfing membership kind of is it's a lot of it's over the age of 40, right? So how do we get younger people into the game? How do we get people that just kind of don't really have access into the game as well? And then one thing I was thinking would be cool is night golf down at Golf Harbour, a 3-hole thing on 7, 8, 9 with the DJ booth over the lake.
Bro, if we could get it floodlit down there, I've always thought night golf would be cool.
Bro, floodlight, and with just the fluoro balls or that'd be a fun time.
Even as a target golf setup, sort of an idea. But when you're saying about new people into golf, I don't know if you met him, Pete or Cam or DJ, at the first Kiwi Golf Club day that we did at Clark's Beach. There was, I feel real bad, I can't remember his name, but he'd been playing golf 6 months. He'd joined up to our Facebook page, heard about the day, came along. He was one of those sort of original 60, 70 that came to our first Kiwi Golf Club day. And I ran into him on, can't believe it, Clark's Beach. I was on 17, but I think I was playing on the 14th hole because I'd snap hooked it or something like that. And I ran into him, and he recognized me from the page, and he top 3 in a row, and he's playing with somebody else. And he's just he had the biggest smile on his face. You know who it was? He had the biggest smile on his face. He shot 140, and he's just I just love how everyone's just so happy to keep going forwards. And he never made his teammates were I don't think he hit one good one, but he was so positive. He was just happy to be playing. He'd only been playing for 6 months, and that was a really cool experience to see. So
I reckon you bring one non-golfer along to a Kiwi Golf Club day, and they'll be a golfer for. I mean, that's pretty biased of us, or for me to say that, I reckon, but the vibes at a Kiwi Golf Club day is pretty special.
Maybe that's the next event. Well, one of our events is that the criteria is bring a non-golfer.
I like that.
A 9-hole event or a shortened event to make it more enjoyable for that one person.
Yeah. And Ambrose, maybe do a 2-person Ambrose.
I like that.
Yeah.
Drag them along.
But that guy that you were talking about, Fraser, I'm pretty sure he was playing with Rutley.
Yeah, no, it was with Dan. Yeah.
This was Rutley. Was Hakaraya in there as well? No.
Yes.
He was.
Yep. Hoani was in there too.
That's his name. Hoani. I was going to say Kusan, but
so he was probably with the best group that could have,
introduced them.
That could have helped him. Yeah. Because one, Dan's a PGA member and he knows what it feels like because he's with them all the time, right? So all he did was, dude, all good. Go as far as you need to go, and then if you feel you need to pick up. Otherwise, just keep going, man. Just keep going. So there was no, fuck, hurry up, man. Come on. Pick it up. It was more encouragement rather than kind of dogging down on them. So I think it was the perfect group.
And that's probably one upside to the KGC days is that we're not in any hurry because so many people on the golf course anyway. So you might as well just be up there and enjoy it, right? That's we just had a comment come in, PJ. Should we bring it up? It's a long comment, but we can I can read it out. I can read it out, and then if you boys want to answer it off the back of that.
Yeah, bro. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Could clubs possibly have a few of their members who are eager to take new golfers out for a bash, etc.? Give tips, whatever it may be. Show them around, introduce them to other groups, etc., and give those members incentives to help the new people fit in. I feel like most clubs have a couple of members that would fit the job.
Yeah, I've already sort of done this with a couple of my members. I started a couple of years ago. I made my own little match committee, and they went out and started helping other members come into the game. But that exists is a phenomenal thing. It's a little bit old school, but remember when you used to, or maybe not everyone, but you used to join a golf club and your first round of golf was with the club captain. It's a bit too formal in my mind, but that's kind of the idea. If you had at your golf club 20 members who are your social members, right? They love game. Maybe they're slightly better players, but they exist in every golf club. But they're the ones that go play a round of golf with them, not sort of too quiet. They're happy to say a few things if the person needs some assistance or help or to become a member or whatever. And I think clubs could really create that little voluntary list. I mean, I've got it personally already at Gulf Harbour, and I think that's helped. But I think every club should actually be like, hey, look, I love your style. This is where you're going to go. We're going to put you with somebody, and then you're in the golf club. Get rid of that clicking that you have so often at clubs.
Yeah, I reckon that's probably got legs. I mean, it's a hard thing with some of the clubs here in Auckland now, are full with memberships, right? So I feel like it's those smaller clubs that might be on the outskirts, I'm thinking a Helensville or Hawpai, or I don't know what the membership's like at Howick in terms of numbers now, PJ, but going and supporting some of those smaller clubs around that may not have the biggest and flashiest facilities, but they've got greenkeepers that try real hard. They've got members that really care about their course, and they got just people in the local community, I guess, just getting behind the club. And I don't know where that starts, whether you just go directly to the clubs and ask them to do that. It's not necessarily our job to do that, but I feel like that sort of buddy system or something like that could definitely be a way to get more people into it. But people have to want to do that as well. Whether there's, I don't know what the incentive could be, but I probably should flesh it out a bit more.
Yeah. I think just as someone that was on the receiving end, so before I even knew Bondi, I think it was through Kiwi Golf Club, I was like, oh, hey, I'm coming up to Auckland for the day. Can I come out for a round? And you sent me out with Tubb and John Wallace. So these guys are retired. They golf every day, 3-foot gimmies all day, great time. So I was out there with Ronnie, who's one half of the average golfers. It was a good day, bro. And that kind of made me, I came into the Gulf Harbour feeling a bit apprehensive, just got the typical golf stereotypes, old, private, fancy. It's nah, bro, these guys are the complete opposite.
Gulf Harbour had that vibe for a while.
Yeah.
Well, it's big enough to have that kind of one of those reputations, right? It hosted a massive as event. You rock up and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
No, it's one of those courses. But just off the back of what you were saying there, Bondi, even on like if you had certain members that looked after that, like you were saying. So if you had on your membership form, what are you looking to get out of your membership? Just casual, club member, competitive member, and then just allocate them a member that is kind of that. You know what I mean? So someone's there for social. You get someone who's friendly, nice and social, good for a yarn. Join them up. They go out and play golf for their first round or second round, whatever it is. If they're there to be competitive, you know, someone who's friendly but competitive, team them up, let them have a go. And then just your average club member who loves a good drink after a round, doesn't drive after their round, and then just, you know, let them have a good day.
It could even incentivize it in a way where, I don't know, depending on what the golf course or club has to offer, but I'm thinking about Golf Harbour here, like if there was a member that decided to put their hand up or whatever, they might get access to like a bucket of range balls a week on the house or something like that for giving up their time, or lots of different things that you could do. But we just got to get more people playing. Like, we're on such a boom at the moment. Got to keep it going.
There's a lot. And well, firstly, like with that stereotype thing, I think that Pete was talking about, it does come down just to the individuals that are at a club that sort of operate, and not everyone has been probably as lucky enough as like Cam and I to go and play Tariti. But you think Tariti is a private golf course just the rum sticking to the back of your throat there, mate. But you think it's an exclusive, and it is very, very up there. But the people there they don't come along like that to any sort of degree. Every time I've been up there,
I've heard the same story,
I've just felt so welcomed, and I think that's more of what every sort of idea every club needs. But to the point where Cam was saying, where you have like some members out there, every club should, and if they don't, I'd be shocked, but every club should have a club member legend. Like, you know, like when you go, they're like, oh, who's the legend at the club? Who's the person?
Like a Reg Fleet.
Reg Fleet. Everybody knows who it is at their club, and I think that's really cool. That when you get a new person in, like, you know, just let them know, like, oh, this person has one. So not to be the point of going, I've won lots and whatever, but that person loves telling their story. They love telling you about everyone around the club, and then you meet more people because they're the sociable people.
Like the history of the club.
The history of it. And every club's got great history through those people. So, lean on them if you're a golf club out there.
And I mean, there's people like, going back to, I guess, how I got into the game, and it was through my dad and papa. And my grandparents lived in between Otaki and Paraparaumu. And they played a lot of golf there, and so did I as a kid. And like playing with some of my papa's friends and stuff, like they'd tell me about when Tiger was there. They'll tell me about the New Zealand Opens was there, when, like, you know, Peter Fowler's coming down the stretch, and I'm just this like little kid walking the fairways and getting told all these stories from these people that have lived there for like their entire life. You know, I'm thinking, using that as an example for our Golf Harbour members, Fraser, you know, the members that were out to watch Ryan Fox at our Charles Tour event a couple months ago, like their stories that they can tell people that might want to come and play. It's just having moments or things like that within the club's history that can be shared onto new members. I think that's really cool. So I think we can talk about this every week, because I think it's a conversation that shouldn't die off. New ideas, and I'm sure the people listening at home as well have probably got heaps of ideas of their own, which they should send into us, and then we can do what we can to spread that message. And there's probably could be some really cool things happening at different golf clubs around Aotearoa already that more people can start to adopt. So
100%. If you're pointing a friend in our direction and you think they should listen to this, try and get them to listen from the start. Otherwise, 30 minutes in, okay? And also thank you to Harakura Noa, or Aotearoa Noa, sorry. Next talking point, boys, is gear. Not that gear, in your bags.
Same thing.
No.
No, like, I mean, I thought we should start. It goes along the same way of bringing newbies into golf, and actually probably golfers that are out there, and that they can score sort of range, but they might want to lower their handicap. But just going through the four of us and speaking about sort of the things they have in the bag, but not really the brand. I think that gets in the way often. But what lofts and things that you're actually using, and why you choose to use something with a sole that wide, why you're choosing to use that flex that you want to flex. I want to try simplify it a little bit. So obviously we'll start with Cam and his gear breakdown. But maybe let's
yeah, I can. It's I've obviously got a full set, 14 clubs, driver, which is a Titleist what's it called? TSI 4? TS4? I had to think about that for a second. Nah, it's a good driver. It's the smaller head. Yeah, no, shout out if you're listening at Cushionet. Would love to be hooked up. But no, I'm using Titleist driver, Titleist 3-wood, which is like 12.75 degrees. Just because I hit the ball really high, I need something with less loft. And then I've got like a 17-degree hybrid, which is also de-lofted. And then I've got a 4-iron all the way through to wedges, and then I got 46, 50, 54, 58. And a putter. All my clubs are Titleist, but my putter's Odyssey. But to be honest, boys, quite often when I'm out having a hit, I'll play with a half set. Makes decision making real easy. I've even done it in tournaments. Probably find it hard to believe, but Charles Tour events, pro-ams, I'll often, if I'm carrying my golf bag on a hot day, I'll actually just take a half set out, and it doesn't affect my score at all. Yeah. If I'm between a 5 or a 6 iron, but I haven't got my 5 iron, it's a 6 iron. So. Makes that part of the game real easy, and you actually get real creative with shots as well. So I'm a huge advocate for half sets. I think more people could probably try them out. I think we're told that we need all the clubs that we need, like 14 sticks. Make sure you use them all. But I guarantee if some the challenge that I set for a lot of players that I coach is write down after you finish your round of golf, go through every single shot and count out how many times you used each club in your bag. And you'll probably find out that you're only using maybe 5 or 6 of them really. And then just get really, really good at using those clubs, and then golf's simple. We don't need to, obviously you do need, if you're playing at the top level, it's nice to have all those other clubs, but you don't always need them.
Yeah, I find it, this is the reason I like this sort of area, is that you'll have new people come to the game, even people that are current in the game, and they'll say, hey, I need 14 clubs, or I need 7 clubs and 4 wedges. It's like, well, hang on, realistically, how many hours are you putting into your practice here? Okay. And practice with 4 wedges, not even I have the time to do that, let alone 3, which I've currently got and haven't touched in the last 6 weeks. But it's really important. The way I like to do it, just quickly, is as a club fitting sort of a way, find somebody a set they like, and then try and fill the gaps that they're sort of weak in, which would be your wedges and maybe your woods and the hybrids, because everyone knows they need a driver. I mean, that's pretty obvious. And then working through that piece. I mean, for me, I rock 12 clubs in my bag now. Realistically, because a 3-iron, just what's the point of hitting one? I don't hit my 3-iron, borderline my 4-iron, any further than they go together. So I've kind of got a driving iron, a driver. I took my 3-wood out, 3-wood, 5-wood out, because every time I hit it left. So I'll just eliminate that problem, hit it 20 shorter or 30 shorter with an iron instead. And then I've got my irons, and then I've got 3 wedges that I really like, and then my putter. And people look at the set and they go, oh, but you could have gone for a green. Yeah, I could have gone for a green if I had a wood in my bag, but I could have made 12 instead of making 6 or 5 or 3. And it's very important to think about, what's the point of having 14 clubs in your bag if you hit 6 of them terribly? It just doesn't make any sense, and it saves you money too. So I mean, cost effective into golf. Just buy less clubs that you hit good. What about you, Peter? You've done a few sets, man.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you guys. So you both got your clubs brand new, I assume, and fitted for you, because I guess that's not the reality for most. I'd say average golfers, used golf clubs. Both my sets have got it. Well, my first set I ever got was off Trade Me, and I kind of knew that I needed game improvement irons with a stiff shaft. So I got some Cobra BioCells, and those were sweet. And then kind of when I got a bit better at striking the ball, I got up to some Shrixon 785s, which I got for $500 off the used golf club page. And then I just ended up getting that stuff all fitted, because I kind of saw the value in getting fitted. The clubs are good. The shafts just turned out to be the right shafts for me. and then just getting a bit of loft and lie adjustments, and that made a world of difference. And now I get on real well with my clubs.
Good relationship.
Yeah,
real good relationship.
Do you still sleep with your putter or not anymore?
No, I'm allowed back in the bedroom now. No, I mean, besides my putter and besides my putter, I'm pretty sure everything. Oh, and wedges, everything else is second hand in that club. Oh, and the shaft. I got a driver shaft fitted for that. But yeah, it's just one other thing that actually I'm finding real buzzy is how expensive second hand clubs have gotten over lockdown. Well, over the past year, they're just like
probably demand, eh?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like putting like rare before, like there's rare CG16s which were black, and I was like, those clubs are old, and he's trying to sell it for like $2,500, I think, for like a full set. I was like, oh, you're crazy, man.
And I get just one in there, just very quickly. Is that I saw a TaylorMade R5, phenomenal driver when it came out many years ago, is now illegal to use in your bag. But sold as a rare limited edition R5, listed at $300 the other week. And realistically, if you've got that, and if you're listening to this, just donate it to a junior. Like, come on, man! Like, just donate it to a kid. Like, you can't even use it in a round of golf anymore. Yeah. Like, they want to get in. So, yeah.
PJ, what about you? What's going on in your bag?
I carry 15.
Hey?
Like, there's always 15 in the bag. I pull, depending on where I go and what the weather's like, it changes. Right. So I carry a 5-wood and a driving iron. So depending on what's going on that day, if there's heaps of trees, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take the driving iron, low loft, punch it out. Cool. Because I'm not going to need the 5-wood because that just goes way left. So that should probably come out of the bag anyway. But most of my gear is secondhand. Like, I bought it from a golf shop. They've since closed down the golf house in Newmarket.
Newmarket. Yeah.
So I bought it through them, and then got my loft and lies sorted with Fraser Wilkins. Yeah. He sorted those out for me. But yeah, man, like, for me, I'm a brand slut. I don't know about you boys. You? No? No?
Me? Yeah, I am a little bit. Yeah, little bit.
I'm pretty keen to start shopping around and trying some other stuff. Like, I've played Titleist for ages, but I know that there's other good stuff out there. But
yeah,
just keen to try it out.
Here's a question: is in each of your bags, so like they start with Peter and then go Cam and then PJ. How many different brands do you have in your one bag? So Peter, how many different brands?
4.
4. Cam?
I've just got 2. There's all my hitting clubs are all the same, and then my putter's different.
What are the? Hang on, actually, I missed it out. What are the brands, Peter?
So I got Cobra, Strixon, Titleist, and I got Wilson, a Wilson driving line.
And then
Scotty Cameron putter.
Yes.
Yeah, I just called that Titleist. Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
It's got a Scotty here.
Yeah, I've got Titleist. Yeah, I've got Titleist, everything, and then an Odyssey putter, which I've had for like 6 years now, which I love.
And what about you, PJ? What are the brands? Yeah,
I've got 3. I've got 3, and it's TaylorMade, Titleist, and Nike.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm Nike, Homna, Titleist, Cobra. That's my ones.
Wow.
I reckon Nike gear's got the potential to have that vintage sort of rare appeal to it in terms of buying it secondhand.
Bro,
oh yeah,
I've got the last blades they
ever made,
but I stamped them. I'm like, I'm never selling these. I am never selling these.
They're sick clubs.
One thing I can't work out with the Nike clubs is how Tiger ever played the Sasquatch driver. Like, that's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. And he played with the Sasquatch.
Square head. That's you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He never played the square head though. Give him that.
Yeah.
But even the round one, man.
The sound. Can you remember the sound that they made?
I've got one. If you ever want to, yeah, you've got one too. You hit it, and it sounds like you're like literally hitting like a roll of like aluminum foil. Like it just sounds like dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, no, that's me. Oh yeah, Hutter knows.
Loudest driver in golf. Almost as loud as what was the Callaway? There's a period. Oh, was it the FTI? The other one that was a square head, like that thing.
With the carbon fiber top it had at the time.
Did it go like this? So? It went like this, didn't it?
Yeah,
little wind channel.
Yeah. That thing was pretty loud too. But yeah, it's interesting to see where drivers have gone nowadays. Boys, I can't believe we're almost at an hour and we haven't even made it through
5 minutes. We've got quite a bit. 3 of our topics.
Yeah, well, I mean, if now's probably a good chance for anybody that's listening, if they got another question or comment that they want to get it in quick. Otherwise, we can move on to the next thing. What do you reckon, boys?
Yeah, move it on.
Just get them in, guys. Just get them in, and we can move on to our next topic. Bondi.
Yes. You want me to charge with that one? I'll charge with it for sure.
Go.
Are we going to do swing tips? Is that this week? Are we going to introduce this? We have to now because
should we? Why don't we ask if we get a comment from one of the listeners a yes, then we can go around and we'll do a swing tip each and then maybe wrap up. But otherwise, we can.
Yeah, we'll move. I feel it's been a segment. It's been in there that we can't. If we do swing tips, we can't skip what grinds your gears. You know, I mean, it's been a week. It's been your mental health week. So you got to really bring out what's actually been that thing that grinded your gears, you know. So maybe Peter, let's start. Come on, what's the one thing that got you?
3 putts.
Oh God, it's true. It's honest.
If you guys want to know what I'm talking about, check out my Instagram, and there's a reel on there of me hitting it to about tee shot would have been to about 8 foot. Missed the first putt. Second one kind of just flipped and 3 putts for bogey. Mean. Loving life. I'm still real salty about that, actually. I feel like just
so
in that wound.
Bro, 3 putts and double crosses, man. They're the worst thing in golf for me. Absolute worst.
Oh.
What about you, Fraser? Tell us what's grinding your gears, mate.
Well, I mean, no, it's actually been a pretty good week. No dog walkers on the course yelled at me. Golfers behaved quite well. Actually, probably the lack of conflict is what has grinded my gears. I really look forward to it.
You do like a little bit of it, eh? You need
a little bit of conflict. So I have to say it's not getting out. So I'll get out this week because then I can conflict myself as I 3-putted around the course. BJ, anything this week?
I don't think it's just me, but there were a few angry golf clubs venting on Facebook this week.
Oh yeah.
About what?
Do you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Pitchies? Yeah, no, okay. I'm on board again. My gears are grinded.
What's this?
Pitch marks, bro. So
yes.
you know when members complain about green fee players leaving pitch marks and not repairing them, they can't complain during level 3 because who's playing?
Exactly.
Members only.
Bro, that's a good point. Yeah. That's actually it wasn't going to be mine, but that's a good one because I had the same thing first day out last Friday. I was going to message you, Fraser, but I know how much you love getting pestered with messages, so I didn't do it. But there was like 3 or 4 on the first hole, like right in the middle of the green. Yeah. And I know it's because like a lot of people hit it into the first and the ball rolls off the back of the green and they're chipping, so they don't even think to do their pitch mark. But far out, there was heaps, and it was disappointing to see, to say the least.
90% of golfers repair their pitch marks, but we find 50% of pitch marks on greens. So I mean, it's very tough. It's a statistic that you're never going to sort out ever. It's very odd.
Yeah,
but that buddy system could sort.
Yeah, so I was out there today, and wasn't too bad. Nice. We'd been hounding our members with emails, Facebook posts. We even did a probably shouldn't say this, but we screenshot like the start sheet, and on the first day, like at 10:45, we got sent a photo. All right, it has to be between this time and this time. Screenshot it.
Good way to do it.
Sent it out to the members and we go, so these were found at this time, and it could have happened between this time and this time. So who was it?
It's like full-on detective mode, mate.
Yeah, man. Well, you have to. Otherwise, they're just going to keep doing it. So we're out today, like the first couple of holes. Oh, yeah, fixed maybe 6. And then thereon, I only maybe fixed maybe 3 after that for the rest. So
have to get some hidden cameras up in the bush at Gulf Harbour.
I think that's illegal. Unless it's tests.
No, hang on, wait. I'm going to wrap this into 30 seconds, all right? Is that I got told and yelled at and swore at this week by a lady who was walking her dog. And when I took a photo because of her abusive manner, she said that she was going to grab her lawyers and come after me with a complaint to my manager. I went, I'm right here, love. Anytime you want to talk. For taking her photo. And I went, okay, look, I like to be right about things, so I'm just going to let her go, let her cool down, whatever, Karen. So I called up the cab, and if anyone doesn't know, the Citizens Advice Bureau, they're free. Reach out to them if you ever need some help. I mean, it's really, really good to do. And I said, hey, so, person trespassing or cutting through private land. Yeah, they called me back and they went, no, do it. Take a photo. And if they come back, trespass them and hit them up about it. But, God, the entitlement and the swearing and, okay, I've got to get off it now. Stopping.
Should we finish on a positive note, boys? And we'll finish up with a bit of a swing tip for those listening at home that really need help with their slice.
Do it.
Pete, what do you do when you're hitting it right, mate? What do you do? What's your swing tip?
Don't ask me. I just
aim for the left.
I just my thing is just hit the ball as hard as you can. And to be honest, I've kind of slowed it down. And everything else will come later. That's what coaching's for, I guess. Yeah. Ask you guys.
The coaching plug. Was it us?
Fair enough. PJ, what do you do, mate?
I don't have that problem, but yeah, what
Sorry,
he
man.
said. What he said, aim left. That's not really a swing tip. That's an aim tip.
Aim left and play for it, or what? Or try fix it.
Play for it.
Just allow for it. Just play with what you've got. You reckon?
Well, if it,
Yeah.
I guess there's a difference between a slice and a fade, though. Like me, I had a little fade, and I'm always lining up on the left side of the course, running it back into the fairway.
Little tournament fades, Pete?
Or all the way out, but whatever.
Yeah, it just depends if you're hitting fades all day and then all of a sudden you've got this slice. Do you fix it, or do you fix it on the course, or do you just play it?
There's a terrible swing tip. This is not going well at all.
It's a good question though.
I'll give my two little points, and then Cam's got his ones as well. But if you're out there, you're on the range, you want to practice and do a little bit of that. I like to take, if you're a right-handed player, got to make sure that's clear because I get confused there sometimes. I like to rotate the left foot open, so turn the toe a little bit more towards the target and keeping the heel where it is. And then I like to take the left foot, turn it open. Oh, good swing tip. You can get it wrong. Take the left foot, turn it open, point a bit more towards the target as a right-handed player, and then take your right foot and drop it backwards. So you kind of look like you're aiming to the right, but you're not. And then just try and hit it as hard as you can and pray. So that's my two things.
Trying to promote a different kind of swing plan.
Underplaying inside out is what you're trying to promote. And it's a very quick fix compared to working with somebody to improve it. But it's a progress that you make through. So, What about Cam? Cam's our resident head coach.
Yeah. Well, I'll take that. It's a position that I wanted for a long time, Fraser. But no, it's it's a simple question, but there's so many different answers for it as well. But I think if you did want to get rid of a left to right ball flight, because fades, I quite like fades personally for me. But if you're wanting to try and hit the ball and get it curving left, you've got to get the club face more close. Like that's just something that has to happen. And for someone, if they come over the top of it and they slice it, the first thing that you've got to, I think try and get the feel of is the club face being shut a little bit more. And the first thing I think you can do to fix that is by, if you're a right-handed golfer with your left hand, I don't have a club in this room, so I can't do a little demo, but trying to turn your hand more inwards to try and get a stronger grip. And then you're doing a demonstration for me, Pete. For those people that are listening and not actually watching, Pete's doing a bit of a demo.
Saying his right hand and turning it under, is that right?
No, that's not right.
It's my normal grip. He's saying like pronate, supinate.
So you want to see more knuckles? More knuckles.
Pronate, yeah. You want to see more knuckles on your left hand. Yeah. So if you can only see one knuckle on your left hand when you look down when you're holding the club, try and turn your hand around to your right to make it simple, to where you can see sort of 3 knuckles. And then at start you might hit a few hooks, you might hit a few shots to the left, but I think this would be something that would be far easier if I just did a demonstration. Maybe I should do a video and we can put this video up for next week. But
I was going to say we should get some of the punters to send in something that they want fixed and
some analyzing. But yeah,
we'll get them on it.
Yeah, I mean, first thing you've got to address is the club face, because I think that's the biggest. There's 5 main ball flight laws that are at play when you're hitting a golf shot, and the one, if you're slicing the golf ball, it's got to be down to the club face. And yeah, get that thing more shut. Hit a few pull hooks for a while, and then let your club path start to take shape. After that, I think, yeah, time to wrap it up. It's I don't know if I explained it well at all. I don't think I did, but
no, you got it good. But I think what we need to do is we'll do it again next week. I love the idea where we've got to get some people to send some stuff in. So if you've got a video of your swing from behind you, so what we call down the line, and then from face on, if you can send in both of those, that'd be great, because we can help break some things down. Or just send us in just one video, and don't even tell us what your problem is. Maybe we just
try work it out.
We'll just try work it out quickly for you live. I mean, you might be playing petanque next week, but we'll see how that one goes.
I mean, the advice that we should be giving here is if you've got a slice, go see your local pro, get a few lessons.
Yeah.
Because I mean, internet coaching for me, there's pros to it, but it's hard. We've all just said 4 different things. It might not, something might land with some people, but it also might make you worse. So, speak to
send in a video.
Or hit one of us up. Send in a video.
One thing never changes though. Swing as hard as you can.
If you want to hit it 403 meters,
if you're gonna, if you want to swing slow, just wait till you get older, because it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and that's coming from your local Kiwi golf club, bro. Okay.
Yeah.
BRO, not PRO, BRO.
The head bro.
Well, it looks like we've lost Bondi. So should we wrap this up if he's already out of here? Because he might be picking up his Uber Eats. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us again this week, folks. I'm sure we're going to be back next week, same time, same place, boys.
Yeah, hopefully going into level 2?
No, not
a couple of weeks away.
Not quite. Yeah, we'll still, hopefully the day after the next episode, we're in level 2. But same place, same time. This may change. We may change out a player. So look forward to that. Who knows? But we'll see you then. Everyone, have a good night and happy golfing.
Ka kite.
Yeah.
Oh, this music never gets old, eh?
Nah, doesn't.
Tune.
So good.